hosting this presentation, and big thanks to Jason for having me out, speaking with you guys and your team. So I've been in real estate for about 14 years now, and 13 of those 14 years have been in roles similar to what I'm doing now. I'm in the team leader role here at KW, and wow, I was gonna say invitational, KW Innovation here in Kitchener. But I've always enjoyed teaching, coaching, training, etc. So what I want to give to you guys now is one of the strategies that I've used in my business, which has helped me to still work in offices for most of my career, but have marketing pieces out consistently, similar to people who are paying for billboards and bus shelter signs and all those things. Except the main difference is social media is very inexpensive and you can have it running all the time. And it's always easy to put up a new billboard or new advertising through social media. All right, so we're going to go through a couple of things here. I mentioned it earlier, but for those who just got on, I'm going to have to wrap up at 2 o'clock so I can head to downtown Toronto and beat some of the traffic. I have an appointment at 3:30 down there. But if any questions come up through this conversation, feel free to email me, call me, text me, whatever it is, and we can continue talking afterward, okay? So there are a couple of disclaimers here given to us by Keller Williams International. Things about telemarketing, make sure you're not calling people on a do not call list, etc. If you have questions about these, fair housing and all that, of course, talk to Jason, talk to your broker, or if you have questions, let me know. So the session we're going through today, as you already know, is capturing leads through social media. Now, this is part of the Ignite program, and you can see all of the other courses that are included with Ignite. But I really enjoy teaching this one individually because everybody has questions about social media. Everyone is on social media. That's how Christopher is able to join us through St. Martin or from St. Martin. And thank you again, Jason, for putting this on Facebook for a little bit more exposure. But everyone's on socials, and that's why it's asked so much about. So I enjoy teaching this one for that reason. Okay. Type back over here. So by the end of this session, we're going to be able to do a few things. We're going to be able to employ the 10-5-1 engagement system to connect with our networks on social media. We're going to be able to explain the importance of limiting your social media posts to just 20% being business content. You see some realtors only posting real estate stuff, only posting their just solds or their just listed campaigns and not posting anything about their personal life, their own hobbies and interests, which can really be used to gather more like-minded people to become your prospects or your clients. And we'll also be able to identify social media engagement strategies that can add value to the people in your network and help you, again, keep engaged and hopefully convert some of those people into actual clients for yourself. And before we get started, are there any questions right off the top about social media that you might have? I want this to be a conversation, so feel free, if there's no background noise on your end, feel free to keep your mics on and just throw questions out as they come, okay? All right, if there's nothing for now, then we'll go straight into it. So this quote says, "It takes time to learn something, more time to implement it, and even longer to approach mastery of it." This is, of course, a Gary Keller quote. We've all read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, I assume, at this point. If you haven't, of course, you should have access to it. If not, again, talk to Jason, or I can send you a digital copy on my end. Hey, Maureen, thanks for joining.
Hello, I'll just be traveling as I listen.
Thank you. No problem at all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Brandon, yes, I believe this is being recorded. I think Jason mentioned he's recording. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Jason, thanks. If you can, just keep an eye out on those text messages for me. All right. So one of the main things that I want to start off with is it's important to know that even with social media, if you're conducting lead generation through this or any other means, it's always important that you're putting the name of your specific market center in your advertisements. So you can't just say, "Hey, I'm Chris," or "Hey, I'm Hardeep from Keller Williams." You have to say Keller Williams Innovation, or whatever your brand of Keller Williams is. And the reason we say this is because head office has actually shared with us that Keller Williams shouldn't just be used as a generic overarching umbrella for your media. This reinforces that you're independent contractors and you're affiliated with a specific Keller Williams market center. So it's going to help you with your exposure and your market center with its exposure as well. Okay, so please always use your market center's name for the advertising that you're doing. Now we have what we call the 10-5-1 social media engagement system. And this is something that we should do every day. Includes liking posts, commenting on posts, and sending DMs through your social media profiles. So does anyone know what the 10-5-1 kind of breaks down into? Have you guys heard of this before? No comments, so I assume no one's heard of it. If you have,
Yeah,
feel free to pop up.
yeah.
Not yet.
Something we went over in the beginning of my KW time,
Okay, yeah.
but kind of still not doing it up to today.
That's the
But I
thing.
believe the 10-5-1 is 10 likes, 5 comments, and 1 message.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. So this is
Okay.
one of those things that's very easy to do, but it's not always easy to remember or to implement. Just because some of us don't like being on social media, some of us don't like being on our phones all that much, even though we're realtors. But it's an easy habit to get into to put you in the mind of more people. Our social media and our cell phones can be the most powerful tool for us to get more exposure for ourselves and our business. Because even if your phone book on your phone has 100 names, 100 contacts, half of those might just be email addresses. Some of those might not even have contact details in them, and they're just names. Social media can connect you to anybody that you want to be connected to. You have hundreds, if not thousands, of potential people to connect with on socials. People from high school, people you used to work with, your parents' friends, grandparents, etc. Okay. Now, this is going to be the first part of the 10-5-1 strategy. So every day you should like or love or just react, depending on what social media platform you're using, to 10 posts by other people. Like I mentioned, this is quick, it's easy to do, and something that you might already be doing to a smaller extent, just not thinking about it as a real estate strategy for building up your database. But now we're going to start thinking about it in terms of a business mindset, okay? So it's a good tool for marketing, it's a good tool for prospecting, and unlike paying for advertisements and billboards, etc., it's free, if not very inexpensive. Can anyone tell me how it actually helps your business to interact with other people through social media? How is this helping you build your business?
I think some people like to be seen online. So I guess having that validation of what they're posting is good content.
Yep.
And if you're liking their stuff often, you're, I guess, thinking, I guess, in a sense that, oh, this person supports me, right? So it's the visual of support as well.
Yeah, that's great. I love that, Megan. Thank you for sharing that. How many times have you asked someone, hey, how's your day going? And they say, it's great. How's your day? Or, what do you do for work? I do this, this, and this. What do you do? It's all about reciprocity. So if you go onto someone's social media page and you're liking their posts, you're commenting on their posts, even if you give someone a follow, you'll often see that they're going to do the same thing back to you. They're going to start taking more notice of your posts and liking your stuff and commenting on your stuff. And if they're not already, they might even start following you too. So the reciprocity is good. You're showing them that you care. And hopefully when the time comes and they're thinking about real estate, they've seen some of your posts as well. And now they want to show you that they care and they start taking interest in what you're doing. So Megan, great example. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Another thing I was just thinking as well is even Instagram stories, right? Something that I'll do on Instagram stories sometimes is if you swipe up, you can actually react, right, with the emojis as opposed to just liking it. And I find that people are more likely to respond to those as well.
Right. I've done that as well. If you leave a heart or reaction on someone's post, they might in the DMs now send you a message saying, hey, thanks for responding, or they might put a heart over your reaction. Now you're in the DMs. Now they're thinking about you and they see your name. So there's some two-way conversation going on. That's a good point as well. All right, everything pretty straightforward here. If there's no comments, I'll assume we can go on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. And next is 5 comments. All right, so beyond your likes, you also need to comment on 5 posts a day. You have your 10 likes, now you have your 5 comments. These don't have to be big paragraphs or anything too long, just a few words of encouraging people, depending on what the post is, congratulating them, or showing them that you admire whatever they're doing, for example. So you want to spread that optimism, you want to spread that positivity, and like Megan mentioned, showing people that you care and that you're engaging with them. And ideally, they're going to do the same thing with you. So this isn't something you have to overthink. It's not something that you have to be putting too much time into, but just quick, genuine messages. This is great. Congratulations to your daughter on her graduation. Happy birthday. What are your plans for today? Etc. Okay. So question for you guys again. What's a comment that you've received on some of your own social media posts that made you feel like people were engaging, people were seeing you and actually hearing what you're doing? Or maybe no one's getting those comments on their posts.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
go ahead.
usually, if it's a nice property or stuff like that, usually, as you know, some of the ones I have is mostly ocean view. So
Mhm.
people would comment, "Oh, what a beautiful property," blah blah blah, stuff like that.
That works, Chris. Thanks for that. And Jason, I see your message as well. People who have families can often get a lot of good response from their kids' posts as well. So that's a good point to mention. You want to include your family, incorporate them into some of your branding, which helps. For those who don't know, Chris is from St. Martin, so definitely get in touch with him. As you already know, Keller Williams is a huge referral group as well. So you can have clients looking to invest abroad, and he's your person to plug into over there. Right, any other comments on this part of it?
Yeah, I would say also even something as simple as a happy birthday post and just have it a little bit more personalized or include a fun little GIF in it or GIF if you're that kind of person. But yeah, I would say, yeah, a personalized happy birthday, even a direct message
Mhm.
or whatever, just a little more personal than a happy birthday.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I definitely always send the DMs, and I love sharing other people's stuff in my stories and on my page as well. Making sure to tag them so they see that I'm incorporating them. I keep mentioning Chris, but I'll post Chris's properties on my page as well. So you can definitely include that. And for the record, I say GIF, I don't say GIF.
Uh-oh.
Like it's me. There's a right or wrong. There's definitely a right or wrong, and I don't want to say it wrong because we're meeting for the first time, but to each their own. But great point again. Thank you all for sharing your opinions here. Next, we have the one of the 10-5-1. Get people thinking about you by sending them those DMs or posting yourself. So every day you should also create one original post or share someone else's post or send a DM, something that you're putting out onto the social platform. When you share someone else's post, things like community activities, fundraisers, another realtor maybe is sharing their properties, quotes that you find inspirational or helpful. These things can add a bit of uniqueness to your page, depending on what you're sharing. And it can be helpful for someone else to learn what you're interested in, see what you like and what you're learning that they can also tap into. So writing things like private messages or DMs, again, depending on which platform you're using, is a great way to show that you care, to show that you're engaged and you're interested in someone else. And for those who have read How to Win Friends and Influence People, people will be more engaged with you and your brand if you show that you're engaged and interested in theirs. So that could be birthday messages, congratulations messages, hey, how are you messages. If they're experiencing some kind of challenge that they're sharing on social media, asking them how they're doing, what can you help them or support them with? All of these things can be included in that. Okay. Now we're going to talk about something called the 80-20 principle of social media. Pretty straightforward. I'm sure you've all heard of it in some capacity before, but we'll go into how that incorporates with your socials. Are there any questions on these, the original posts? Okay, straightforward here too. And after these Keller Williams slides are done, I'll go into some of the strategies that I use for my own social media. I'll go into the Chat GPT. I'll go into the software that I use to record and edit my content as well, and some of the things that I use to make it more efficient for myself. Okay, what are your ahas so far? What have you learned? What's one thing you can take away from what you've learned already? Feel free to share. We're all friends here. There's no wrong answers. Just things that you've picked up so far.
I think it just makes you ponder about how much of an impact just those small comments really do make.
It's little things, planting seeds whenever you're talking to someone. And perfect, Brandon, thank you for that as well. You get more notice by reaching out on social media. Make it an engaging and a social platform. Some people just post or some people just like, but remember that it's social media for a reason. Be social, talk to people. Okay.
I also think one thing to remember too is that
Yeah.
keeping it genuine will draw in more, views on you, but it will leave a lasting impression as opposed to just like, here's what I did. It's like, no, here's what's important to me.
Yeah, you have to be genuine. And that's how you're going to find your tribe on social media as well. You could be a fitness person and post fitness content, and you're going to have people commenting on your fitness routines and how often do you do this, what's your diet plan, etc. Any conversation you're having, even if it's not specifically tied to real estate, could eventually lead to real estate. But at the beginning of it, you're building that relationship and building that foundation for a relationship to grow. All right. So that's great. Thank you for adding that, Jason. So now we're getting into the posting practice. Actually, quick reminder, or not a quick reminder, I guess, quick notice. I'm teaching this course as part of my progress toward becoming a Keller Williams University certified trainer. So at some point, there's going to be a page where you can scan a QR code and leave a review for me. So my goal is to give you a 5-star experience with this presentation, give you all the information you need. My requirements are to have 75 4-star reviews or more, but I'm trying to try to get you guys a 5-star experience right now. So if anything's missing, let me know. If you have questions that I'm not covering, let me know those as well. And we'll make this the best social media presentation that you've ever had. Okay. And if any questions come up, again, feel free to let me know.
Are you able to drop a link for that as well? Just because I'm actually on my phone right now while watching.
Okay.
So I can't really scan it.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I'll definitely add that as well.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so now we're in posting practice and talking about the 80-20 principle. So essentially, 80% of your posts should be about something other than real estate. Only 1 of every 5 of your posts that you will be making should be about real estate stuff. Like, can anyone explain why you might want to have this split in your social media? 80% personal, 20% business. Yep. Keep it straightforward. Essentially, you don't want to be inundating your people with sales information and just making it seem like you're only on socials to sell. Some people get bored of seeing social media posts all the time. And I've seen some realtors who are only posting just listed, just sold, not even videos, but just flyers. And it can be boring and relatively unengaging as well. Now, it's not all about the vanity metrics and likes and comments, etc., but I find that there's just less engagement overall, likes, comments, or any kind of conversation around just posting business information. Okay. So if you're considering personal posts, consider any of these topics. If you have pets, if you want to share your family, like Jason mentioned, if you like art, cooking, baking, recipes, exercise, working out, as we discussed, if you like to hike or bike or swim, live music events, team sports, etc. You have a lot of personal things you can do, and these are going to help to build your brand and hopefully find people who are like-minded to connect with you on social media. Okay. That's pretty straightforward there. Does anyone have any passions that aren't on this list that you want to share with the rest of the group? Anything that you think might be good for posting on social media as well?
Travel.
Travel's fantastic. I have a lot of travel on my page too. So that can get a lot of engagement, a lot of likes. People saying, I'm so jealous. I wish I was somewhere warm right now. I've done a lot of that recently with some of my friends who are traveling.
It's raining here right now, so I think we can all agree.
Yeah, we're all on the same page. It's cloudy over here. I'll mention Chris again. He gets to live in paradise. So that's one of those locations to be as well.
Some people even like posting uplifting quotes, I would say,
Yep.
as well.
Fantastic. Yep. Even better, if you're reading a specific book, you could post about that book. Here's what I'm reading right now, and here are the 3 things that I'm learning from it. I've got some pretty good response from those too on various social media platforms. 80%, this is only for personal social, or would you also place the business page? Bridget, great question. So personally, I only have one page for myself, and I put my business and my personal all on that page. So I find that if you have a separate business page for your real estate, then that's all going to be business, and that might fall into the same situation of being kind of boring or kind of repetitive, depending on your engagement and your audience. If you seem different, then of course, disregard all of this. Your experience is going to be the most important thing. But in my recommendation, I think it makes sense to have one page for your business and your personal, so people can combine into all of those. You're welcome. All right. Now for real estate posts, of course, you've all seen these before, and of course, you've probably all posted them yourselves, but you're going to have that 20% of your posting being about listings, open houses, awards, speaking events. You know, what else? What else might you post regarding your business? Not too much. Consider doing videos of maybe people seeing that you're canvassing a neighborhood, you're doing some door knocking, you're delivering flyers, for example. You could record a quick story, as we talked about. That's not going to last on your page indefinitely, but for 24 hours, people seeing you actually doing the job of being a realtor. So that's kind of a cool thing to share as well. Okay, maybe if you're at an open house, so you can do videos from there too, this kind of thing. So good spread there. And next, going above and beyond to go over that 100%, your 80% of personal, your 20% of business, for that extra 10%, and to sort of be the real estate expert of choice, consider making extra posts about public service or things that might cross over between personal and business. Sometimes you might have knowledge that other people might need. If you're active in your community and you want to inform people about important things that are changing, if taxes are changing, property taxes, for example, if there's construction coming up in your neighborhood, or there's going to be traffic delays in your neighborhood, for example, if schools are going to be closed during the winter time, if you're supporting a food bank or an animal shelter, we just did Red Day recently, all of these things can be incorporated into that extra 10% that sort of crosses the lines and blurs the lines between personal and business posts. So consider these two. In times of challenge or crisis, when the world is shifting or the real estate market is shifting, the economy is shifting as we're seeing right now, we as realtors can be very helpful in not just sharing information, but interpreting information and helping to reduce some of that fear that our clients and our potential clients might feel around some of these economic changes. Okay. If anyone else has any other ideas on what you could post, feel free to just throw them out and we'll continue if not.
Can I add something to that?
Of course, please.
Brother?
Yeah.
So regarding the posting with videos and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it really do make a big difference, because clients love to see our personality.
Yeah.
And they want to see that they're dealing with a person and not just someone, like you said, just posting flyers and stuff like that. That gets boring. And I can say that when I do post videos, it gets more reaction than
Yep.
a post.
That's exactly
So
right.
people love that.
And that's consistent as well. If you ever go
Yeah.
into your analytics for your posts on social media, you can see how many people have viewed it, how many people have shared, commented, how many impressions you're getting. And if we're considering social media like a billboard in terms of how much exposure we're getting, the more eyes on it, the better. And you're going to get a lot more eyes on videos. And people are going to see your personality. They're going to hear your voice. You're going to come across as more of a real person rather than just doing pictures. So that's definitely a good point, Chris. Thank you for sharing that. Are there any other ahas, any other quick things that you've learned so far? Megan, also showing posts of you at local businesses and supporting local. That's fantastic. That's a good idea as well. I've done little interviews with other business owners and entrepreneurs and shared those on my social media. It's one of those things that I want to get back into, doing those interviews in person rather than just through Zoom calls. But it's great to show that local support, and then that business owner will hopefully support you as well. And you can cross promote and do some pretty interesting things with cross promotions as well. It's a great point. Thank you for that. All right, so now we're going to talk about a couple of social media strategies. Okay. So you know the numbers, you know how much you should be posting now, you know about the 80-20 practice that will help to guide you while you're making your posts. And now we're going to look at some more strategies that you can employ when increasing engagement on social media. So if you're like most people and use social media every day, you can think of it as sort of a 365 touch program rather than what we've learned from the Red Book, 36 touch or 19 touch, etc. And we already know that there are a lot of different platforms you can be on, including Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even LinkedIn. So you have a lot of different options. And so sometimes different strategies will apply. Personally, I put the same posts on all of those platforms just to maximize my exposure, but you can make adjustments based on each one as well. What are some of your favorite platforms to use? IG is a big one for a lot of us. I think it's the easiest one to get into as well. What else are you guys using on a regular basis?
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook is good. What kind of strategies or what kind of content are you posting on there right now, Megan?
Well, I'm not quite a realtor in the MCA here, but I do our social media as well. So mine is 100, pretty much 90% business.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So, but if I were a realtor,
Yep.
I would definitely be trying to interact with people. I have heard the 80-20 rule before.
Okay, perfect.
So as far as with me, I do like music. I do jam sessions sometimes with my friends. I go to concerts.
Okay.
I also play lots of sports, so I would include soccer in there, some volleyball.
Yeah.
And those are kind of some of my main interests.
Fantastic. Okay, those are great.
Probably wouldn't include video games, but
there's a market for that too.
there is, yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, of course, we're going to have to create posts about our business as well. And you want to think about hyper local information. So, keeping current and potential customers aware of the latest market trends in their neighborhoods, their neck of the woods, is a confident and surefire way for agents to position themselves as experts and also provide valuable information to the audience that's following you on social media. So when we have something like the KW app that we all use on a regular basis, we have tools and templates that we can use from command on there. We know that we can advertise through there as well, which can help us to get a bit more exposure, a bit more reach for our market spend rather than just posting directly through Instagram ads or Facebook ads as an example. And of course, if you have client testimonials, you want to share those as well. Like Chris mentioned, you could probably put just a text quote from the testimonials. But if your clients can do a video testimonial, that's even better. It has that much more weight. Not just for posting them as a video on your page, but if you tag them and you collaborate post, which is essentially putting that same post on your profile and theirs, you're getting even more exposure from their personal followers as well. So that'd be a great thing to get more exposure for yourself and your business. Word of mouth is always going to be one of the best ways to gain business for us as realtors. And the positive experiences is a great thing to share with as many people as possible. Okay. Now, another important thing is to not post and ghost. We've all heard this phrase before at some point, but great posts will lead to a steady stream of engagement, likes, comments, people possibly sharing or even saving your posts. And you don't want to just let these sit. So many people post and just leave it alone. And it feels good to have all that engagement. But the more people that you're actually engaging with on social media, the more they're going to continue engaging with your content. The algorithm is going to see it and give you more followers, more eyes on your content, and hopefully building relationships long term. Megan's guilty of that. We're all guilty of it at some point. I still do the same thing now often. So some of us might see social media as a guilty pleasure. Some of us might see it as a distraction. But it's important to consider this as just one more business tool and actually time block for it. So if you set aside an hour a day to respond to everyone who's liked and commented on your posts, either respond through replying on their comments or send them DMs just saying, hey, thank you for your like. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for sharing this. Do you have any real estate questions for me? Or thank you for sharing. What was the most impactful thing for you about this post? Or what can I support you with? Jason says just adding genuine engagement, not chat GPT. You're definitely right about that. People know when it's chat GPT versus you actually speaking to someone with your own words. All right, so each of these posts is an opportunity to gain a lead and to build your business. All right, are there any questions on this? Does anyone know why it would be important to acknowledge these comments?
Would provide a feeling, I guess, of validation and just being seen and heard, and feeling like you're actually important to someone.
That's it. Feeling important is an important thing for a lot of people. And just acknowledging, thank you for responding to me. Thank you for seeing my post. I see that you saw it. It's a big cycle of people being seen and heard, but it's an important thing. And again, people are going to be part of your brand after that. Okay. And when you navigate the online world, it's important to find communities where you can add value as well. At the end of the day, people will feel like you're offering them value if you're actually giving them good information through these communities. So on Facebook, you have groups that you can join into, and you can offer value to potentially thousands of people if there's that many people in these groups. So you have neighborhood groups, you might have citywide groups, you might have groups based on specific interests, like a dog walking group or a new moms group, etc. All of these things can be potential networks that you're getting into and adding value to through Facebook or any other software that has the ability to have groups. Okay. Here it is. So this is what I was telling you about. You have the website kweval.com, or you can scan this QR code. This isn't the end of the presentation, but this is where I'll ask you for a favor. Like I mentioned, I'm doing the KW University program right now, and I have to get a certain number of evaluations. So if you're experiencing a good presentation so far, I'm adding some sort of value to your business or to your life, please go onto this website, whether you're a realtor or not, or a guest. It'd be very helpful for me. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that, okay? If you still need me to put it in the chat, Megan, I'll do that now as well.
I actually just looked it up. We're all good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So because I'm still going through the program, I'm not on the list of drop downs for the instructors yet.
Yeah, you are.
Am I there now? Perfect. Okay, well,
Yep.
never mind. The last time I checked, I had to have people type my name. But from there, that's even better. And the course is going to be Ignite number 8, Capture Leads with Social Media. I'll give you guys 3 more minutes to do that. If you need more time, let me know, but I think it should be okay. I definitely appreciate your help as well, guys. Thank you so much. Uh, 3 minutes might be a long time. Give you guys a few more seconds. Okay. If you need more time, let me know. I'll put the link into the chat as well. We'll continue for now. Okay, guys? All right. So posting on social media. like Jason mentioned, it is very important to be authentic on these platforms. You don't want to seem too rehearsed or too robotic or too sort of businessy, to put it in simple terms. You want to be authentic, you want to be yourself, still professional, but letting some of your personality shine through as well. People are drawn to you, they're drawn to who you are, they're drawn to your personality, and that's going to help them connect with yourself and your brand, hopefully stick with you for the long term as well. Next, you don't want to be a jack of all trades with all of your social media channels. It's important to find a social media platform that works for you, something that you enjoy using on a regular basis, because if you enjoy it, you're going to be consistent with it. So if you don't like Twitter or X now, don't start posting every now and then and eventually fall off. Just feel free to avoid it. Put more of your focus on the platforms you do enjoy, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. As we discussed before and Chris mentioned, you want to embrace video. We're not all comfortable with it. Some of us still have a bit of stage fright when it comes to video, but it is important to become comfortable, build that comfort over time. Doing short videos at first, maybe a 10-second video, then a 30-second video, then a minute video. And we can talk about some strategies to build that comfort and that confidence as well. But the videos will get more engagement and show more of that authentic personality. Okay. Next, using the analytics on your posts can help you to optimize what you're posting in the future. So after you've posted something, go into your IG. I don't know if I can explain it in a quick way through this presentation. If you don't know how to find analytics for your posts, let me know. And I can probably record a video and send it over to Jason to share with you guys to show you where to find analytics and how you can use those to inform what you're posting next, what you're recording next, etc., based on what kind of engagement it's getting. And as I've mentioned throughout this, if you have any questions or need help with any of this, let me know, let Jason know, we can all connect and we can all learn together. So as a recap, we've discussed the 10-5-1 plan, 10 likes, 5 comments, and 1 post or DM. Of course, if you can do more than that, that's fantastic, but this is just a framework to have a minimal plan for every day on social media and to really use this as a lead generation tool for yourself. You have your 80-20 split with the extra 10% of the things that you're posting. So 80% should be personal, your own interests, your hobbies, things that you enjoy, to pull some of those common-minded tribe members to you. Your 20% that'll be the business posts, the, hey, I have a new listing, I have a new client that I just closed on a property for, open houses, etc. And then 10% extra can be community service, school closure, there's traffic in this area, property taxes are going up next month, for example, etc. Okay. Are there any things that you guys have taken from this so far? Any additional things you guys have taken from this so far that you want to share with the rest of the group? All good if there's nothing extra. That's it. That's the formal part of the presentation. Now, for anyone who is not familiar with ChatGPT, I'm going to show you some of the prompts that I've used on chat to help me generate post ideas and stay consistent on socials. Okay. Let me see. I'll share my window with you guys. And again, this part is informal, so feel free to talk, take your mics off if you'd like to, ask any questions you might have. All right. Oh, so for the first one, first of all, actually, let me ask you guys, who is using ChatGPT as part of their strategy right now to help them generate ideas, etc.?
I do
It's my-
sometimes.
Okay.
It's my new Google.
Yeah, perfect. So Megan does, Chris has his new Google, uses a lot. That's good. Jason?
I use Gemini for everything, but that's because we have the free plan through KW, right?
Okay. See, that's
So
new.
they pay for the premium.
That's new. I'm going to start using that. I just updated my Android phone last night and I saw that Gemini is on there too. So I might actually check that out. Say again?
No, I was trying to get the
Okay.
name correct. Gemini.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Check that out.
So it seems like a lot of us are familiar with ChatGPT. I'll show you some of the prompts that I've used for ideas. Okay. Let me share this screen again. All right, so the first one, this is one of the first prompts that I used, and it gave me a good list of ideas. I said 20 common questions asked to realtors. Very lazy, no grammar on here. Just give me 20 common questions. And of course, you see all these questions that chat gave me in a matter of seconds, okay? When I was new to social media, I was spending time thinking to myself, what have my clients asked me? And how can I answer these questions for them? Now I just use chat to do it. So it gave me general home buying questions and it gave me home selling questions as well. So I was very thankful that it broke it up for me that way. But these could all be questions that you answer on social media. All right. Now, when I'm recording video of myself, the important thing that helps me to feel relaxed on camera and to make it more natural for myself is to think, if I had a client sitting in front of me right now in a consultation, or if my client were my mom or my best friend, how would I be speaking to them? I'm not going to be too professional, too upright. I'm not going to be nervous, which is the most important thing. So I look right into the camera and I pretend the camera is my friend or my client. I'm just answering a question as I would answer it to them. Okay, it's not always easy. It's probably easier said than done, but this comes over time. So this is one of the prompts that I've used, and that's how I do it as naturally as possible on camera, pretending I'm talking to someone who I've talked to 1,000 times already. The next prompt that was a little more detailed, I said, I'm an experienced real estate broker in Ontario, Canada. Social media is my primary marketing tool. Give me 6 ideas for short form videos that can fit into each of these content buckets. Give me a tip, a tool, a story, question, and myth. So now I have different types of content. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of content. So if we're going to post every weekday, I could do 1 content bucket per day and be consistent that way. Now, of course, this takes time to record things, and it might seem exhausting at first, but here's my strategy that I use for my recording. I do something called batch recording content. So instead of recording a new video every day, which some people could do, and there's ways to do that effectively as well, I like to record maybe 30 videos on the same day. I'll take 1 to 2.5 hours to record all of my content at once. And then I'll edit all of those videos down and just have them in a folder on my laptop so I can send them to myself through Canva, download it onto my phone through the Canva app, and then post it onto Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and then WhatsApp as well. So not buckets, batching has been my best strategy. Now, if you are someone who likes to just record on the go, on the fly, and not have a batch of recording to do, there's an app called Teleprompter app. I believe it's still free as of right now. You could use ChatGPT to come up with ideas like these, and then you might even copy one of these or highlight one of these and say, give me a 30-second video script about this tip. And then ChatGPT will make a little script for you that you can copy and paste into the Teleprompter app. And when you're on the Teleprompter app, you're going to see your lines scrolling on the page, just like Teleprompter. Sorry, go ahead. I thought someone said something. But yeah, Teleprompter is very easy to use. So when you pull up the app, you can copy and paste your script onto there. And then when you hit go or start or whatever the word is, you'll see your lines scrolling up the screen. And because it's on the front camera, the camera is going to be on you as well. So you can read the lines while you're recording yourself. And it's very convenient that way. So you could feasibly do one of these just on the fly every morning using the Teleprompter app. And it makes it easy because you're reading the lines. So you're not, potentially fumbling, messing up your lines and restarting over and over again, which is something that I've done a lot in the past.
Say that again. Teleprompter.
Yep. App.
Teleprompter. Okay.
Right. I don't use this myself. Personally, when I'm recording videos, I haven't done too much of asking ChatGPT to write scripts for me. Typically, I'll write them myself. But what I do is, if I have 6 or 7 lines in my script, I'll record 1 line at a time. In the past, when I used to record, I would try to do the whole script all at once in 1 take. And if I got to the second last or the last line and messed up, I'm starting from the top all over again. And it's killing time, it's killing energy. I'm frustrated with myself, and it didn't work long term. It wasn't sustainable. But when I started recording one line at a time, I could not have to memorize as much. It was easier to do one line at a time and then just edit them together, either using CapCut, or I use something called DaVinci Resolve, which I'll type into the chat box here. Give me 1 sec for the millions of mirrors there. Not everyone likes editing videos, but I use this software because it's free and it's easy to understand, easy to use. Okay, so check that out. You can find tutorials on YouTube, but the way I do it is very simple. I haven't really needed a tutorial for it. We can talk about that if you have specific questions about it after this call. Okay. Next prompt that I've used: give me a list of 12 of the most relevant topics in my industry. I'm a real estate broker working with buyers and sellers. So ChatGPT gave me a list of the 12 most relevant topics: interest rates, mortgage trends, first-time home buyer guidance, legal regulatory changes, etc., upsizing, downsizing. After I asked it that, I said, give me 30 of the most asked questions for each of these topics. And then give me 30 questions for each of these 12 topics here. So what this has done is give me 30 questions about 12 different topics. That is a daily post for the rest of the year. I have one post every day for every month, just based off of these two prompts. And when you do this, you might find that some of the questions might seem similar to each other, or they might seem repetitive. But I promise you, someone watching your content in November is not going to remember that you posted something similar back in January or February. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of potential ideas for content here. And if you don't like these, you can at least use them as a foundation to post more consistently. And of course, while you're posting these, you're going to have things that happen in the market that you can talk about as well. Interest rates have gone up, or if you go onto the MLS and you're pulling the stats for the previous month, you can make a post about the previous month's stats. Or, you know, the average price has changed in my city over the past week or so. We're seeing more listings this week. Those are all little things you can do on the fly as wall posts or story posts as well. But there should be no shortage of ideas. There should be no one saying, I don't know what to post, because this is 365 ideas for you, all through ChatGPT. Okay, 2 more for you here. So next, again, I'm an experienced real estate agent in Kitchener, Ontario, and my target niche is first-time home buyers and sellers. Give me a list of 30 questions that my niche would have that I can use for engaging social media videos. And same thing as before, it's broken down: first-time home buyer list of questions, and then first-time seller lists. All this is great content. And finally, I'm an experienced realtor in Kitchener. Actually, I think this is a similar thing that I used for one of the new agents I was showing. But for this, I said, give me social media video ideas for a variety of content buckets. I want 10 ideas for each bucket. So it gave me an educational content bucket and videos for that. Gave me local market insights, client stories, testimonials bucket, which I can use as inspiration with my actual clients or my personal stories. Behind the scenes, personal brand, very important as well. Tips and tricks, and that's it. So all of these can be ideas for you, along with while you're posting your personal things like the hiking or your live music, for example, your family, children having fun, those kind of things. All right, so no shortage of ideas through ChatGPT. If you need prompts like this or you don't have your own, let me know. We're going to wrap up soon, but you can get my contact details from Jason if you don't have them already. I can definitely share these with you. Okay. I'm also on social media, so I'll put my Instagram handle down here. So you can feel free to take inspiration or just copy the type of posts that I'm using as well to make it easy. Last 2 things: you don't have to use any kind of equipment to do posts on social media. It could be as simple as just pulling out your phone, recording yourself on a selfie, or if you have a water bottle or something, you can pop your phone up against it and record yourself that way. But if you want to make it a bit easier and consistent for yourself, you could purchase something like this: a simple ring light, $35 here in Canada. There's no real setup. You just turn the light on, put your phone into the phone holder here, and record yourself. So at least that way you have good lighting on yourself. You have a consistent height, and you can sit down and talk to the camera just like this. Okay, so that's one of the tools that I use. And next we have the lapel mics. This is just good for sound. Again, you could hold your phone and talk to the phone directly. If you're outside and it's windy, it might not be as good audio quality. But you get one of these mics for 40 bucks, hook it up to your lapel, or you hold it like a lot of people are doing on social media nowadays, just holding the mic to their mouth. Plug it into your phone. There's no setup, no apps to download. It's really just plug and play. And it's going to help you to step up the sound quality of your videos as well. But the bonus with this set is it comes with 2 microphones. So if you're doing an interview video or you have a friend with you and you want to have them on your social media as well, you have one mic, your friend has one, and you're both being heard with perfect quality. Now, I've seen some YouTubers say this, but I'm not affiliated with any of these products. I don't get any kind of back-end deals or commissions from them, but these are just things that I use and that I trust myself, okay? And that's it. That's all the information I have for you. Hopefully you've seen some value from this. Are there any other questions you guys have before we wrap up?
I don't. Thank you though for that. That was great.
Of course, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being here. Jason, thank you for having me once again. Chris, thanks for coming out all the way from St. Martin. Alana, I know I've seen you on social media as well. Thank you for being here too. Good to see you sort of in person. Bridget, Brandon, Joan, thanks for being here as well. Your comments, your participation is definitely appreciated. Thank you.
Great, Mark.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Of
Thank you so much.
course. And again, if you guys have questions, let me know, okay? I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye for now.